Hello traders and welcome to the weekend edition. This is good through Sunday, July 29th, 2012. My name is Des Woodruff, president and founder of freetradingvideos.com Incorporated, doing business as Grok Trade. And I don't know if anybody had the chance to watch the ceremonies, opening ceremonies for the Olympics, Summer Olympics there in London, but what a wonderful time. And hey, listen to all those across the pond there in England. You guys are great. Thank you for putting on the Olympics and putting on such a great show last night. It was wonderful. Let's get going here. We got a lot to talk about. Dow is now above 13,000 in the S&P, but actually the Dow and the S&P are at the highest closes since, get this, May 3rd. GDP came out this last week, coming in at 1.5 from 1.9 last quarter. So this is the slowest rate that we've seen in all year long. There's still some hope out there that the central banks will come out with a QE3. That's certainly helping the markets a little bit here. And it looks like gold right now at this moment is at 16.23 and oil is at 92. And we're going to take first a look at the higher time frames. These are the monthly charts we're going to look at. Here is the S&P monthly chart. We are in an uptrend, but this symmetrical triangle we did break out. We did find support at an area that was being seen as resistance or acting or serving as resistance, but we have a little bull pullback. This little bull pullback now has given us a higher high and a higher low. If I do a Fibonacci retracement here to the highs, that bull pullback came down to about the 38.2 area on the fibs, which gives us a nice bullish area. And we had resistance here. We busted up through that resistance, which is really good. Gang, we are in an up leg right now, and I could see us getting up here around this 1422, 1425 to even 1430 area, and before we run into any significant resistance. So 1400 is always going to be an area of resistance to be watching for. The Dow, we're going to hit that resistance probably a little sooner, which puts us around 13,388. So be watching that number. NASDAQ, still another higher high, higher low, just like the Dow. We do have a little bit of resistance coming up at 3,043, and then 3134 will be an area for us to be looking at. And this should come down just a little bit. And then the Russells, another higher high, higher low, not as faring as well as the S&P and some of the others in the Dow. And we are slightly in the red here, but we've tested that resistance already and have come back down. So right now we're within this triangle. So with that, I'm going to go now to the weekly chart on the small caps here. You can see that we come up here on the Russells, up on this weekly chart, and we're hanging out at the ceiling. And it looks like we went down here, we couldn't hold those lows, we came right back up. Looks like we were wanting to break out, and I think we have a decent chance of that happening. If I go over here to the NASDAQ, NASDAQ is already broken out of that same trend line that we were looking at on the small caps for the weekly chart. However, we do have another one based off of these two swings right here coming down. It's been tested yet again last week. That resistance, we are right there at it at this moment, and that's going to put us around 2970 area. So that'd be a number to be watching. If we can get through that, obviously 3000 should be an area of resistance, but then a lot of upside freedom from there. The S&P 500 here has broken out, making new highs, doing exceptionally well. Remember, it's built of the largest 500 companies out there, big blue chip companies, and they are faring quite well here. And we have the next area of meaningful resistance around 1409 on the weekly chart, and then up here around 1422, 1423. And let's go to the Dow. It is looking like the S&P. It has broke out. We have a lot of upside potential here. Let's go to the daily. Now the daily on the Dow doesn't look as great. It's had a nice couple days run here. The problem is it touched two major trend lines and then pulled back from it. This trend line coming up and this trend line coming up. Both of those trend lines acted as perfect resistance. It touched it, and then obviously sellers came in and it pulled it right back down. For the markets to continue blasting through, it needs to get through these trend lines. However, it wouldn't surprise me to see us hit our head here, pull back a little bit, and then retest, and then head up. So on the S&P 500, we've already busted through these resistance points. Now, I just wanted to be a really shallow pullback here, or a base, and then launch from that. The NASDAQ poked its head over a major trend line coming down. You can see this resistance areas right there, poked its head just above it. We do have another one, this green line, that it did act as resistance, pulled back down, but we need to get over 29.63 and some change, you know, for us to keep going higher here. On the Russell's daily, again, with just a slight poke, it's maybe right at it or slightly higher than that trend line right now, but we'll have another trend line to fight with here shortly. I put on a number of longs this week, so I've got longs going. And let's look at the banks. Really important on the daily. We had a rising wedge. We did break down. Now we're up here testing a resistance point. Really important for us to get through that for the markets to remain bullish. But if we hit our head and then drop, that could be problematic for the markets. On the weekly chart, everything still looks good. We are in our nice symmetrical triangle. We didn't hit that lower trend line. We came close to it, but it's relative strength. We come back up. We're above the 20-week moving average. All we need is a breakout to the upside. A QE3 would certainly do that. And if we do the monthly chart, what's cool about the monthly chart is this is a good old-fashioned high base. So we come up, high base, high base, high base, high base. Trend line coming across. If we can break that, we need to get over 1854. If we can get over 1854, this thing should boom to the upside, and that should be really good for the markets as a whole. For you gold bugs out there, this is the monthly chart. I thought we were going to start breaking down, but instead of just going into a free fall, we started to make a big bullish pennant. We're showing promise of a breakout to the upside. This is the weekly chart, and the weekly chart, big triangle, we're releasing from this floor, heading higher. We are now above the 20-week moving average, and looks like we're getting a small tick up in volume on that pop. We could see some more upside on gold. And let's go back to and there's the daily. The daily was in the triangle. We've already broke out. I'd expect a pullback and then another rally to the upside. Take a look here at Facebook. Facebook in a lot of trouble. Came out with earnings and just didn't do so well. Came in with a loss, big gap down on big volume. You know, it's anybody's guess what will happen from this point. And here's what the weekly looks like. Little bear pullback, and we continue to drop. So this last week, Facebook made it an all-time low. And let's look at Apple. And Apple, here's the weekly thing I wanted to share with you guys. This is big. Apple, I said, watch out, death below the 20-week moving average. So this is simple moving average here. And my blue line is the 20. We went lower, lower, lower. I thought Apple was in dire trouble going into this last week, but we rallied back. Guess where? Right above the 20-week simple moving average. So, but the bottom line is we closed below a major area of support. That is no good. On the monthly chart, we do have a high base, but it's showing weakness. On the daily chart on Apple, we had this big gap down. We're going to try to rally back, but we have big time resistance if it does. But I don't like the volume that I'm seeing on this little pop. So Apple's in a lot of trouble. This is FinViz. For the 1 week performance, industrial goods did exceptionally well, but financials did really well, almost leading all the groups, and that is very bullish to see. Consumer goods, healthcare, utilities, which is defensive, is one that didn't do as well. For the month, you can see basic materials did exceptionally well, and that's simmered down this week. Financial here, it was in the green, and if you go back to 3 months, We had conglomerates, large businesses, basic materials, and then financials was in the red. But you can see financials here in the green, still lower on the month, but you can see for the weekly it's popping up. So the financials are starting to make a move, and we really need that in the markets for the markets to stay strong. If you want to hedge yourself through the markets, I'd check out the website, teachmetohedge.com. This is our website. A couple free things that I want to make sure you know about is every day we're doing free videos. It's just not my videos, it's other people's videos. You want to watch these. If you're wanting to get into futures trading, watch Matt. If you're wanting to get into day trading or you trade stocks, watch Mark. And we have Spanish videos, and yeah, it's some great things here. But here's what I think everybody should go through, and you have to be a disciplined student, just like you need to be a disciplined trader. But it's 5 courses, 30 lessons. It's going to take you 4.5 hours. It's free. It's a home course that you can take free of charge. Get in there, start taking those, and then a chart school if you want to know, some things about the charts. Really helpful, very thorough, and yeah. So we had some great things. I would definitely spend ample amount of time in those 3 sections. For those that are ready to advance and you're ready to take on your formalized trading education, everyone has to get to this point at some point, so give these things some serious consideration because you can't trade well without these. This will whet your appetite and get you to a certain level, but formalized trading education is what every serious trader needs. If you're on Facebook, like us and be a part of, this is Matt, the one that does our analysis, and Troy, a brilliant investor. Let's see, do I know any of these others? Yeah, Talene, she's a student. Dell is a student. Yeah, Colin does some great design work. Oh, Kyle, he's helped us out. OC is a student. Cool. Alex, I don't pick who comes up here, but anyway, that's it. I'm rambling. Take care. Safe trading. Share us with a friend and let everybody know about free online trading education.com. We're here to serve you and help you be a better trader.